As the Titans have tightened the screws defensively on the Devils. The backcourt for Gate City consisting of, I believe, they've got Mullins and Blackwell in there now. Baker and Jones also on the bench. So Mullins handling the point guard chores for the Blue Devils, giving Baker a rest for the final few minutes. Williams nearly had it stolen away. It's out of bounds, they say, off of the hands of David Blackwell. It'll go to Twin Springs.
From here, I could see that Davey didn't get his hand on the ball. That was Wes Sellier that knocked that one away. The referee, however, did give it to Twin Springs.
So Twin Springs can possibly cut it to 1 and take the lead. Great defensive play as Hensley swats the ball down from LaForce. Blackwell calling out the play. Lark has it, looking inside, spinning around. Mullins from 18, it's no good. Rebound down to Twin Springs Addington. Mullins nearly stripped it away as Addington tosses it up, and the foul line.
Good defense from Davey Blackwell.
Took a shot by Blackwell. It looked like LaForce's wrist got pinned up against the backboard. So I'm glad to see he's all right. Baker comes into the ball game, replacing Mullins. So Coach Sandy Blackwell trying to give his starters and his big guns a little bit of a breather as we head down the stretch.
That was a good play by Blackwell. Was a little bit of a risk there, but in that kind of situation, as close as it is, you need to foul him.
LaForce, usually a steady free throw shooter, missing the first of 2. So in that sense, the foul pays off for Gate City as LaForce does not get the first one, and he doesn't get the second one. Too hard off the iron. Here comes Gate City. 3-point lead. Baker will hold him up and try to set for a good shot. He takes the 3. It's up as it bounces too hard off the iron. The referee with a quick whistle calling it on the top of the backboard. So it'll be Twin Springs basketball.
Gate City only with a 3-point lead over the Titans right now. Relying on good defense. That ball slipped away from Warren LaForce, something we haven't seen all night. And it's Gate City's ball.
Turnover will go to Gate City. Brent Herron will check in at the next buzzer. Brian Baker calling out the signals. Gate City trying to cling on to a nice 3-point lead. Twin Springs calling back. Blackwell pivoting around. Lark out in front. Baker is open for 3, looking for Williams inside. Now to Blackwell on the far side. A man-to-man defense stripped away. Lark pleading for a foul as he was hammered by LaForce in the corner.
Lark was looking for Williams underneath there, but he just couldn't catch the ball. Wes Sellier was all over him, and therefore picking the ball off.
LaForce to Addington at the top of the free throw line. Back to Addington, trying to drive around Baker. Good zone defense by Gate City. They get it into number 44, Sellier. Turnaround jumper over Hensley, no good. Rebound tipped out of bounds by Williams. It'll go to Gate City, or check that, go to Twin Springs, as Herron now comes in, replacing Todd Williams. Here comes Jason Jones in. He'll replace Chris Lark.
And there's a lot of good defense out there. Gate City's finally starting to stop Todd Addington.
3:39 left in the ball game. 50-47, the slim lead for Gate City. Jason Taylor from 3, it's good, and we are tied here at the Twin Springs Gymnasium. 3:30 exactly left to play in the ball game. A 3-pointer by number 50, Jason Taylor, from the far corner gives Twin Springs a share of the lead. They're tied 50-50 with Gate City. Herron caught in the lane, looking for help. Turnaround jumper, no good. Titans have the basketball. Foul whistled on number 50, Brad Hensley, as he is called for a blocking foul. LaForce comes down from the rebound on top of Hensley.
And not a good call against Brad Hensley. He went up, came down, and at the same time, LaForce got the rebound, but number 44, Wes Sellier, had bumped him in the air, moving his path, and he ended up landing on top of Brad Hensley. That's what the foul call was.
So an extremely dormant Titan crowd springs to life on a 3-pointer by Taylor, and now LaForce will try to give Twin Springs the lead. The first lead then he does. That's the first lead they've had since way back in the first quarter. The Titans have made a run of it here in the fourth quarter. And now LaForce looking to give Twin Springs a 2-point lead. He nailed the first of 2. Shot is up. It is no good. Too hard, and the Titan Sellier comes down with it, and he is hammered. The foul will be charged to number 32, Brent Herron of Gate City, and things starting to look a little bit gloomy for the Blue Devils.
And things are starting to turn around a lot, too. A lot of times we haven't seen any calls underneath, with a lot of hacking, elbowing, and pushing going on. That time, Sellier no sooner got the rebound than the whistle was blown, and a foul against Brent Herron.
Sellier's first free throw short, and there's Taylor with the rebound,
again,
but a whistle.
The whistle.
A quick whistle. Let's see the call. It's a two-shot foul. So
it
was a two-shot foul. So the players exchange bumps and bruises for nothing. Now this one will be live. 3:12 left to play in the fourth quarter. This free throw is good. It's a 2-point lead for Twin Springs. The Devils bring it in. Blackwell to Baker. 3:08 left to play in the contest. Baker driving around LaForce, looking for help. Man-to-man defense for Twin Springs. Baker looking for help as he looks to his right. Now driving that way. Bounce pass to Jones. Back to Baker. They're trying to work somebody on the inside. Heron has it. Remember, Mullins is out of the ball game momentarily. They'll probably bring him in at the next buzzer. And a traveling violation whistled on Baker. Turnover. Basketball goes to Twin Springs. Blackwell is off the bench for Gate City. 2:46 left to play in the ball game.
Gate City needed to put Mullins in. He had a little bit of a dry spell, and they took him out. And since then, Jason Jones trying to be a little bit of the actor out there and getting the call against Jason Taylor did not work, and he is called with a foul.
That will send Taylor to the free throw line, shooting a 1-and-1. Twin Springs not yet in the penalty, so they have a couple of fouls to give. Gate City, from here on out, any foul will send the shooter to the line. Taylor has a 1-and-1. First one is short, and let's see, a foul whistled.
Brent Heron with the line violation. He stepped in a little bit too soon, they had said. I saw that he had already boxed out Wes Sellier as the shot was in the air.
Taylor gets his reprieve, and he cans the front end of the 1-and-1. Now at 3-point Twin Springs lead, 53-50. Clock standing at 2:39 left to play in the fourth quarter. Great ball game between Twin Springs and Gate City. Taylor's second is also good, and the Titans now owners of a 4-point lead, their biggest since way back at the 6-minute mark in the first quarter. Baker trying to lead his troops down the court. Blackwell has it on the side. Great defense by number 24, Powers. Jones inside, tipped away, intended for Hensley, knocked out of bounds by number 44, Wes Salyer. It will be Gate City basketball.
Right now, Mullins has on his shirt, not his jersey, but his the shirt that they wear before that.
And Blackwell just simply lost control of the ball. He was going to take the three-pointer, lost control of it, and it's out of bounds to Twin Springs.
Things are looking too good for Gate City right now. They need Mullins in the game. They don't have him right now. He's sitting on the bench with his warm-up jersey on.
Number 20, Todd Addington, against Gate City, goes into a zone defense. Blackwell changing the defense from the bench. David Blackwell guarding Addington. Now LaForce has it out front. Brad Hensley all alone underneath his Powers. Defensive mix-up. Taylor open from three. It's up. No good, but he gets his own rebound. Driving around. Hensley strips it away from him. Out of bounds to Gate City as Taylor knocked it off his leg. Lee Clark of Twin Springs is irate, demanding a foul. It is Gate City basketball. We're under 2 minutes to play. 1:55, 4-point lead for Twin Springs. Mullins on the bench with his warm-up jersey for Gate City. Baker trying to work around the defender, stripped away by LaForce. Here he comes down the court, being guarded by Baker. He's tripped up. The basket will count the foul on Brian Baker. He can't believe it.
And Baker just shakes his head.
It looked as if LaForce traveled before the shot. A foul called.
Not only that, he was ready to eat the floor. He was all over the place, stumbling.
The basket counts and a foul on Brian Baker. Lark checks in the contest. Jones is out. And Twin Springs, owners of a 6-point lead. LaForce can make it 7 with this free throw. What a comeback by the Titans. LaForce, the shot is up. It is good for Rorian LaForce, number 12 of Twin Springs. 1:41 left to play. 7-point lead for the Titans. Here come the Devils. It's gut check time for Gate City. Blackwell in the side on the wing, left wing. Lark has it. He's being hounded, looking for help into Hensley, and a foul whistled on number 50, Jason Taylor of Twin Springs. It will not be a shooting foul as they still have. Now it is. It is. That was the. Well, let's see. Is it?
The one ref is saying 1-and-1. The other one's saying
no, it's not. It is not a shooting foul. So Twin Springs not yet in the penalty. Gate City inbounding to Lark. Lark in the corner. 1:25. Baker has it. Gate City needs to get the points going. Lark has it off the screen, looking for help. They need to try to put a shot up in a hurry. 1:15 left to play. Baker from the free throw line, no good, but he does get the foul as LaForce caught him. And the lean in by Baker at the free throw line. 1:13 left to play. 7-point lead for Twin Springs, and Brian Baker at the line.
A lot of times we've seen a lot of things out on the court that the players have gotten away with. And right now, in the last moments of the game, a lot of the fouls are being called. Now a timeout for Twin Springs.
Lee Clark wanting to talk things over with his troops. So what a furious comeback we have seen by the homestanding Titans. At one point, it looked like Gate City was ready to wrap this contest up and go home. But the Titans using some great defense, and I think, Sean, that's the key to what this comeback has been all about, defense.
That's right. I was a little bit worried about the Titans coming out in the fourth quarter and playing some really good defense. In the last game that Gate City played against them, we noticed that they have a very talented team, and right now Gate City's down by 7 with 1 minute and 13 seconds left, and they haven't been able to even get open to get a shot off, much less play defense with them.
And again, we note the strong absence of Chad Mullins from the Gate City lineup. Mullins, as Sean noted earlier, is on the bench. He has his warm-up jersey on. We're not exactly sure why. I didn't see Mullins suffer an injury, so I don't think it was an injury-related thing. It's just difficult to speculate what's going on with the Gate City team. But Brian Baker is at the free throw line right now.
Brian Baker does have 17 points. The only thing, Mullins has 3 personal fouls. That shouldn't be any reason for him to sit out. Unless he wasn't doing exactly what the coach wanted him to do, I'm not sure what the problem could be.
A costly miss by Baker. From here on out, Gate City will need each and every one of those charity stripe gifts. Baker, the shot is up, and it's no good. He misses both. Therefore, the rebound is Heron, no good. Baker with the rebound. His jumper is up, no good. Rebound down to Powers of Twin Springs. The Titans will likely go into the 4 corners. Addington over to Taylor. Blackwell fouls him in the backcourt. It should be a 1-and-1. So from here on out, Gate City will have to use the fouls and use the 1-and-1 and hope that Twin Springs goes cold at the line.
And this is the story of Gate City's life. They usually have a little bit of trouble sometime in the second half. And last time they played, it was in the third quarter. They were able to pull it out in the fourth. This time, unfortunately, it's been in the last minutes of the fourth quarter, and Twin Springs has come alive.
Taylor's free throw is good. It's now up to an 8-point lead for Twin Springs, and who would have thought that this was going to happen here in the Titans' home territory? Coach Blackwell's troops seem to be cruising, but a great defensive surge by the Titans, and they have roared back here in the fourth quarter. The
Gate City now down by 8 points. It's going to be a long night for Gate City on the way back.
It's good. Taylor gets them both. And the Devils now with a 9-point disadvantage. They're going to have to make up. Jones pivoting to Blackwell. Baker. And let's see.
Jones has an injury.
Not sure what happened to Jones. He came up grimacing there. And when he was pivoting, it will be Gate City basketball in the officials' timeout. Right below us is where Gate City will inbound.
Jason Jones is still in pain. It's his right foot that's bothering him.
Maybe a twisted ankle. Jones driving around, and a foul whistled on number 20, Todd Addington. Addington in disbelief, but it is a foul. That'll send Jones to the line. And Coach Lee Clark offering patronage to the referees by offering a couple of bows. 59-50 the score.
And again, that is something that we've seen a lot tonight. A lot of pushing going on and very few fouls called. But now in the fourth quarter, they are calling them.
Jones, one of the top free throw shooters. And if I'm not mistaken, Jones is only a sophomore or a junior for Gate City.
He is a sophomore playing varsity level basketball.
Blackwell will have a seat on the bench as into the ball game comes Heron once again. Shannon Boy set to check in, number 24. Free throw by Jones is nothing but net. And now Boy will come in and replace Jones with the shooter going out. 59-52, down to a 7-point lead for the Titans. 46.4 seconds is what shows on the clock here at Twin Springs. Taylor has it. Boy coming up. He'll be used to foul someone. Tipped away, and a foul.
And there's a foul on LaForce that we should have been seeing all night.
LaForce going over the back of Lark. Lark now will go to the free throw line, shooting a 1-and-1. And the Devils using this bonus situation, working their way right back in it.
Not very smart basketball from the Titans. They've come back, they've fouled, and as you said, giving Gate City the 3 points here.
This is a critical moment right here. If Lark were to make these free throws, that'll cut it down to a 5-point lead. If Lark misses the front or misses either one, you've got a 6-point lead. Coach Lee Clark calling timeout. He wants to ice Lark, as Coach Lee Clark not even talking to his players right now, just wants them over on the sideline, but mainly he wants to put the chill on Lark.
And Gate City, as you notice, they substituted in Shannon Boyd. Jones wasn't hitting very many from the three-point line, so they put Boyd in there, and he's also another three-point shooter.
So Coach Blackwell, a key moment right here. If Gate City should happen to get both free throws, the lead is down to 5. They have a chance for a three-pointer and a two-pointer. So that's one basket. They can maybe pick up a chip basket and then go for the long bomb. If it's a 6-point lead, then they have to go for the 2 3-pointers, because I don't think they have time for 3 shots.
That's right. We've only got 38 seconds, 38.9 seconds to be exact. And that's not much time to pull out a tie or even an upset.
So a crucial moment right here. Lark is at the line. The senior shooting a 1-and-1. The crowd very loud. Lark taking his time. The front end is up, and it's no good off the iron. Rebound down the gate to Twin Springs. Wes Salyer has it. The Titans pushing it up court, trying to beat the Gate City press. Stolen away by
Lark. Picks it off. He's too quick for anybody out on that court.
And there's number 24, Powers. The Titans have it. 27 seconds left. And they foul number 50, Jason Taylor. He'll go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1.
And that was Brent Herron with the foul there, trying to stop the clock.
Taylor can maybe seal it right here if he hits the pair. He'll have a 1-and-1 situation. Into the game comes Jason Jones. So they're going to alternate off. They'll probably put Boy in on the defensive end and Jones in on the offensive end. Free throw good by Taylor. 60-52 now the score. 24.9 seconds left in this ball game.
And right now Twin Springs has already begun to celebrate. They weren't too happy the last time they played and lost by 2. This time they feel like they've gotten Gate City back.
Clutch free throw shooting by Jason Taylor. That's been the story down the stretch. Down to 18 seconds. Baker over to Boy. He drives, puts a shot up on the baseline. Good for Shannon Boy from 18. Timeout quickly by Gate City. That cuts it to a 9-point lead, 61-52, and a rendition of Good Hey Hey Goodbye coming up from the Twin Springs side.
Of course, that's something they picked up from Gate City.
So it appears, barring a miracle comeback from the Devils, that this intra-county series will be even at 1 on the varsity level. The JV team for Gate City sweeping the county series of the year, winning 1 at Twin Springs and 1 at Gate City. And the varsity series appears to go to the winner of each home team.
Well, you have to give credit where credit is due. The Titans do have a very talented team. They can scrap with the best of them. They've got the height. They've got the weight inside. And Gate City's Brent Herron, Brad Hensley, Chad Mullins, they know it.
Twin Springs picked to be one of the top teams in the Cumberland District, and perhaps here you see why. They were a very good team in football, making it to the playoffs, and in basketball it should be no exception. Expect to see these same Titans in playoff action in Region D, I believe it is. It is Jason Taylor bringing it in. 14.2 seconds is all that remains in this ball game. 7-point lead, 61-54. Timeout called by Taylor as the defense by Gate City a little tight. He'll waste the timeout, and so they'll try to work up another inbounds play.
Gate City is still down by 7, and at this point in time, it's going to be almost impossible for Gate City to come back. They can maybe cut the lead and make it look a little bit better for them. Both teams have played great ball out here tonight. It's just that Gate City withered in the fourth quarter, and Twin Springs came alive.
The big story of this game, as we have noted earlier, has been defense. The great defense played early by Gate City. They shut everybody out of the middle for Twin Springs, made the Titans go to the outside. Twin Springs a little cold in the first half. Gate City came out to a big lead. But in the second half, Twin Springs came out. They confused Gate City with some of their defenses, came out in a full court press, and they really began to hit their shots, especially from the outside. Jason Taylor being the big gun for the Titans with a few three-pointers, and also great play by Todd Addington.
And Jason Taylor right now is leading scorers in the entire game. He's got 19 points. That's 2 better than the 17 for Brian Baker or Chad Mullins.
And all alone down court, Warren LaForce says it's blown coverage by Gate City. The basket is good. And the foul on number 24, Shannon Boyd. LaForce broke away from the defense, and on the home run pass, he gets the basket and the foul. Twin Springs now up by 9, 63-54, and LaForce can put it away with this one.
Shannon Boyd doing exactly what he had to do. Only problem was when LaForce made the shot.
10.1 seconds left on the clock in this, the final quarter of play. Free throw is good line LaForce. Here come the Devils. Clock winding down. Baker pushing it up. Boyd from 3, from 18. It's no good, and it's tipped up and in by
Hensley getting it in there and calling a timeout with 2.7 seconds on the clock.
And Coach Blackwell discussing something with the timeout with the referee. Not sure exactly what the dispute was. Blackwell still discussing things with the official.
And apparently he is not very happy at all.
I think maybe a question on the number of timeouts left. 2.7 seconds left in this ball game. Twin Springs will come on to victory, 64-56. The present score, Gate City calling timeout. Twin Springs, all they have to do is inbound the ball, and that'll be all she wrote. Been a good ball game. By no means should Gate City hang their heads, because not so much was it a Gate City collapse down the stretch, more it was a great Twin Springs comeback that salted the game away for the Titans.
That's right. In the opening half, Warren LaForce hadn't scored much at all, but in the second half of the ball game, he came out with 12 points.
Taylor inbounding it to a streaky number 22, Chris Addington, going all the way. He is fouled. The clock runs out, and that should be the ball game. That'll do it. 64-56. Gate City falls to the Twin Springs Titans. A great ball game by both of these squads, and the varsity series even at 1 game apiece between the two teams.
Clark had a good try there at the end of the game, trying to close Addington off, but it just didn't work. So and I suppose this is some kind of prank they had, I guess, a bet or something.
So someone not the beneficiary of the score. So, well, we get a good look at the Twin Springs crowd celebrating their victory. Sean, let's go over the final game stats.
And as I said, Warren LaForce came alive in the second half. He closed out the game with 12 points. Todd Addington had 16. Chris Addington with 4. Brian Powers didn't score at all. Chad Irving had 2. Wes Salyer with 11, and Jason Taylor led all scorers with 19 points. Brian Baker and Chad Mullins each put in 17 points apiece. David Blackwell had 2. Chris Lark had 2. Shannon Boyd with 2. Jason Jones with 9. Brent Heron with 2. And Brad Hensley with 5 to close out all scores in Gate City's narrow loss in the fourth quarter.
So once again, from the Titan Gymnasium here at Twin Springs, the score, Twin Springs 64, Gate City 56. Gate City dropping down to, I think, its second loss of the year. So they will next be in action January 4th. Hope you'll join us. It'll be at Ben-Hur, the Lee County High School Generals hosting the Blue Devils. And then the night after that, I believe, January 5th, Gate City travels up to Richlands for a rematch with the Tornadoes. So until January the 4th at Ben-Hur High School against the Generals, we bid you good night. For Melissa Blevins and Sean Lepp, this is PJ Grinsell. Once again, the score, Gate City falls to Twin Springs, 64-56. Thank you for joining us on Channel 30.